It's DSA 1 UGA fan ranting opinions. Back with a video. Man, I just wanted to get this thought off the top of my head while I'm thinking about it. FSU fans, for the whole entire season, I guess you could say off season that is, some of y'all players was talking trash. Y'all probably talking trash. Georgia should have beat Alabama. We really would have seen who the best team was. That 63-3 beat down that y'all took, that showed the country who y'all were. For y'all to come out here and barely beat Georgia Tech. Mind you, I know some of y'all players are gone. I mean some of the players that played last year, not the players that bucked on y'all because they were scared. They were scared of the smoke. They ain't want to see Georgia like that for real, because if you really want to see who the best was, you shouldn't let a slight change in ranking determine if you really wanted to challenge Georgia for the spot, even though Michigan ended up winning it all. You shouldn't let that deter you. But like a lot of society whose fault it is that got a lot of these young men believing that, oh, I don't get my way, I'm going to just quit and run. Yeah, these boys bucked on their team, let their team get destroyed. But then you talking trash from the sidelines of an NFL roster. Like, a lot of people have said it, and I'ma say it. That was scary as hell. That was cowardly as fuck. You gonna talk shit while you on an NFL roster, but you ain't talk shit and put your pads on and show up for that game. You call these folks your brothers, some of y'all do, because I know in a locker room, y'all ain't cool. Everybody ain't cool with everybody. So I'm not gonna be deceived and get on here and talk stupid like that's a possibility. Nah, y'all sit up there and left y'all homies out to dry, and Georgia showed y'all what happens when you ride with your squad, win, lose, or draw. Y'all second string could not keep up with our second and third string. What can y'all say to that? Y'all let Georgia Tech beat y'all in Ireland. Y'all got beat by them. Am I saying Georgia Tech's gonna be a bad team? No, but normally Georgia Tech really don't do too tough in the ACC, and y'all messed around and lost to them. So y'all basically showed us who y'all were last year leading into this year. Not much of a difference. Now I wish I could remember the coach's name. I meant to look it up before I jumped on here. The coach that left Georgia and at Syracuse, I want that man to succeed. I want him to be a force to be reckoned with in the ACC. But like I give any coach this type of time frame, I give him 5 years to really see what he gonna look like. And I don't want him to go through the things that Michigan State coach went through, which was unnecessary. And it makes us look bad. It's already not enough of our people getting coaching positions like that, and for you to come out and go through that, you already knew that was going to be on your head. But this is leading into something else that I've been thinking about. I got a chance to watch from the second quarter to the fourth quarter of the Colorado Buffalo game, North Dakota State game. I already knew that game was going to be tough. I talked to Mrs. Assassin about it, and she likes to pull for Shador, Travis, and his brother, and I feel ashamed to even say his brother, and I don't remember his name. But on top of that, like I've told y'all before, I'm horrible with names. I see a name right now and forget it in 3 seconds. I've never been able to remember a name, but I can remember a face. But all three of them young men are on a squad managed or coached by Deion and Warren Sapp. Like I said, y'all, I give Deion 5 years to look right. He looked good in 2 years at Jackson State, looked better as far as record-wise with what Colorado had last year. He's coming into his 4th year, and I'm really not seeing much of a difference. I've listened to some other analysis. I listened to another analysis, or couch quarterback, or whatever you want to call him. And everything that he spoke on, I seen. I tried to refute it to a degree, like, nah, Deion ain't gonna come out here and look like this. But like he said, I'm going at the Deion stance. People sit up here and look at it like, okay, Deion gonna turn the team around with his charisma and stuff like that. You cannot be a Dabo Swinney of the Big Ten. You can't. I don't know if Deion Sanders knows this, but Dabo ain't doing too good because he did the opposite. He pulled young men from high school onto the squad and built them up from there. Didn't pull from the transfer portal. Deion Sanders is not going to the high school level. He's just grabbing pieces from the portal and plugging and playing and expecting that to work. And this is the part that irks me about this situation. This is not the NFL. You can't just plug and play with people who know how to play. You should already know that this is a team building type situation, which goes to why some of the players that left there, and I'm quite sure some people said some things about them. I'm not going to badmouth the young men. It was in a sense an unfair environment. And with it looking like this for the 2nd year in a row, come on now, that's 2 years, Coach Prime. You shouldn't even, you coming out looking good against the FBS team. And to a degree, that's really nothing to brag about, unless that FBS team is like the Alabama of their division, and they are known to knock off a big team once in a while. And mind you, North Dakota State, I think they have knocked off some well-known schools, but none to the likes of a USC, a Michigan, a Washington when they're good. I want to say TCU or Baylor or Texas when they're good. Georgia, Florida, Alabama when they're good. I don't think North Dakota State is known for that. They're known for knocking off a school in a bigger conference, and that school might not really be up to par per se. If North Dakota State would have did that to Colorado, it would have been like, okay, North Dakota State is still a threat. And to a degree they are. They almost won that game last night. I was watching that game. I'm like, where the hell is their run game at? Like, the run game was, I put it like this. And this is just a guesstimation. Out of 10 plays, only 3 of them took off. Like, really got things going. And I mean from a 3 to a 5 yard gash, not a 10 to 15 yard burst out of them 3 plays every time a run play was ran. But I'm just saying, out of a run formation, them run plays weren't getting off. You got to do more than just pass the ball. Shadour's going to get banged up again this year. He going to end up getting hurt. And this is not me wishing it on him. This is me watching them play North Dakota State, and they had that man running. How are you the coach of a team and the father to a son of one of the baddest quarterbacks in college football, and you cannot protect him? I'm saying that because I coach nowhere on that level, but I'm still a coach, and I would not put any player in that type of situation, knowing if I had the ability to have what Coach Prime has, I would be trying to get the best high school recruits, build them up, and make my squad that way, and not keep pulling from the transfer portal, because either way it goes, you still got to build your team up. You can't just have certain players for 3 or 4 years, and then not even 3 or 4 years. You can't even have them for a year, and then you pulling from the transfer portal again because those players feel some type of way about what's going on. Either you can ride with the program or not. Okay, I can ride with y'all, but at the same time, you're not finna put me in the background and not give me the opportunity as compared to me competing and I'm not winning out. There's a difference. Excuse me. Thirsty. But when it comes to the Georgia Clemson game, it's going to be a slow start. I don't think Georgia's going to take off until like the middle of the second, early third quarter. It's probably going to be tight all the way down to like the beginning of the fourth quarter. Georgia probably going to take off to a 27-17 or 30-20 win. That's how I look at it. It ain't going to be a major blowout. It's going to be a hard-fought game. Georgia's looking a little crazy when it comes to players. I think 6 of the players are injured. 6 of the good players are injured. I'm hearing about Cash Jones. I think he's a I don't want to say a quarterback. I think he's a running back. But I wanted to say at the beginning of the offseason that he was trying to transfer out. And at that time, I understood. I wish I could have made a video about it then. But Cash Jones decided to return, and he's on the roster with one of the Robinsons with having surgery done to his toe either this week or last week. The other Robinsons there, ETN is probably, I'm not even going to say going to or not going to play because of his situation. Rah shot himself in the kneecap, blew his whole fucking leg off because he wanted to put his hands on somebody. Until other information come out, I'm just going off of what it said. Am I blaming him for it? No. Am I taking his side? No. But due to that situation, young man, you could have got help with that. Just by what's going on, it just seemed like you either didn't want to reach out because you didn't want to get in trouble, or you don't know how to control yourself. So either way it goes, to me, that's on you. I don't put up with trying to defend a young man putting his hands on a woman, and I definitely feel that way about a woman putting her hands on a man and screwing up his career or lying on him and getting his career destroyed because she's vindictive or whatever the case may be. I don't like neither sides of that. If anything, should have, after you graduated, took her to court, got your child, and y'all move on with y'all life if she's that bad of a person. But if she's not that bad of a person, you should have went to a psychiatrist or psychologist or whatever the case may be, got some help with your anger issues, and not did the situation. I'm not taking sides on him or her, but I don't like that type of situation because the behind the scenes info is not going to come out unless either party, his or hers, come out and tell the truth. And if it's I'm a bash you type thing, you're not really going to find that out unless something corroborates or disproves the story. So we got a couple of receivers that can be threats, but it depends on how Bobo uses them as threats and how things are going to run out the backfield. Along with the two, Oscar Delp, and I don't remember the Yarborough or something like that from Stanford, the other tight end, and then you got Puglisi and the young man from Arizona State, 225 girl. Thank you for giving me his name, but as you know, I do not remember. But yeah, you got those two behind Beck and Gunner. I would like to see Gunner actually show a spark that he knows what he's at. Man, bump a spark. I want to see him flame throw a third and a fourth quarter where he actually gets in and shows that he knows what the hell he's doing. If not, I can see one of the other two guys taking his spot and him also transferring. Brock, I'm kind of nervous to see what he's going to look like, but at the same time, I'm excited. I want to see what he look like with who they're going to play. I think they play tonight. If not tonight, tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Back to Colorado. Their play calling is looking like what Georgia play calling looked like when Stetson took over. He targeted Brock Vandegrift. I mean, not Brock Vandegrift. He targeted Brock more times than he did any other receiver. You had Brock and Big O Darnell out there on the field. He would no doubt look for Brock to throw the pass to. I'm not finna score a touchdown. I'm finna look to throw it to him. Same situation with Colorado. Shador is mainly looking for Travis. Now, if you got Travis as your only dual threat corner / wide receiver, and you don't have 3 other decent receivers to help him out, Colorado is not only going to look like a 4-18? No, 6-6. Yeah, a 4-18. They're probably going to lose more games this year just because of the simple fact that they're in the Big 12. And I actually thought that Colorado would do a little better, maybe 6-6, with a chance to beat Arizona, Baylor, TCU. I can't even say Oklahoma State because Oklahoma State actually showed their ass last year. So Oklahoma State is gonna be a problem. Beating Cincinnati and probably beating BYU, but BYU was nobody to sleep on either. Those are the 6 teams that I said that Colorado could possibly beat that'll give them a 6-6 record. Now that I think about it, and listening to one other person talk about the game from last night, man, I don't even know if that's gonna happen. Because I thought back to not what I just said, but I thought back to how the game was looking. You can't get your run game going. Shador's running for his life. How you gonna do that and you're in the Big 12? The Big 12 is a little more difficult than the Pac-12, and you barely survived that. How you think you gonna fare down here with these Southern boys? And you playing almost the whole state of Texas. And you got Nebraska next week. Oh yeah, Nebraska was the other team I was thinking that you could beat, but Nebraska, a bunch of corn-fed dudes that's up there. They big. If you can barely move North Dakota State, what you think you're gonna do with them? You better hope their defense is not as good in the pass as compared to the run, because that's gonna be your only chance. You are going to be a one-dimensional team until you run into a team that can shut down your pass. Then you're definitely gonna be screwed and you're gonna get blown out. So I hope Deion Sanders and company pull it together, get their heads out the clouds or out of whatever hole that is in, and come together with something, because Nebraska's not finna play with you. Y'all got a target on y'all back since last year, and y'all come out here and put on this type of performance last night. I just want these coaches that's put in these positions when we don't get a good chance to be put in these positions to build a team up and do it. I can't say do it right, because there is no right way to be a coach. But do it to the effect of the whole team is getting a turn, getting a shot, and doing what they're supposed to do, and looking well in the process. Man, this DSA 1 UGA fan, I'm out.